Glorious people of the planet. Are you suffering from delusions of grandeur? Filling your home with shades of grey just like everybody else? Well, prepare to be inspired. I am about to take you on a celebratory frolic through the outrageous homes of proud-to-be-different homeowners.
Hey, this is the most extraordinary house.
Oh,
wow.
This is where it all started and it's gone completely bonkers.
They're daring with their decor.
Where do you even start with putting velvet on a ceiling?
And wild with their designs.
I've never been a conformist.
No, exactly.
You can pop a smiley face on anything.
You kind of can, can't you?
So get ready to lose your interior inhibitions.
Was there a moment with any of this that you thought we might be going a little bit too far?
No.
This time we're meeting these design daredevils bungee jumping with good taste. From a neon punk palace and medieval mayhem to pattern like it's going out of fashion and global adventuring. Prepared to be outraged and to also fall in love a little bit.
Spin me, spin me, spin me. There we go. Welcome to Western-Super-Mare, which is super. It's got miles of sandy beaches, a grand pier, and a donkey called Bertie, or Dirty Bertie, as he's known to his donkey friends. We're about to hang out with a pair of outrageous homeowners who've taken fun, as in and turned it into a lifestyle.
It's a tale as old as time. An amateur jousting champion called Martin walked into a bar and met a magician called Jane. The fun gods, well, they aligned and blessed them with an extra dose of super bonkersness. I mean, it's not everyone that gets married as a chicken, and when it comes to building their nest, well, take a look. A banqueting hall? Why not? A chocolate room? Lickable. Secret doors? Whee! And, well, a fairground walrus. Whatever next. I cannot wait.
So how old's the house?
1930s.
1930s house, yeah.
Kind of looks older. You know, what with it being painted to look like a 14th century castle. Why did you paint it to look like a castle?
Because we had the fence mural done, and then the back of the house looked really tatty, so we decided to paint something on it. So we thought about painting trees on it, but then having windows in the middle of trees was going to look a bit stupid.
You see, there's the reason, isn't it? It's painted to look like a castle, because painting it to look like trees would be silly.
Absolutely, so that's the reason.
That's so you do.
Jane and Martin have one rule for their garden, which is anything goes. And it's the same inside their swing-your-pants-mad home.
Go on, you two. I can't wait to have a poke around your castle of fun. Join me. It's not usual for me to feel underdressed. But, I mean, compared to you two, what have you come as, a pair of you?
Just medieval.
Just medieval Jane.
Yeah,
This is me, medieval Jane.
Yeah.
And you're, I mean, I can't quite see you around there.
I know, I'm hiding.
The low-flying light fitting. But
This
yeah,
is
let's go,
one
go on.
of my King Henry VIII outfits, yes.
Your Majesty, you look like you've lost a bit of weight.
Yes, the wenches aren't serving me the foods they used to.
No, you can't get good wenches anymore.
No.
Should we sit down? Because I feel
By all
like if
means.
we sort of...
Please take a seat.
If we sat down a little bit more. Oh, look, ever the gentleman. Until he cuts your head off.
Yes.
Oh,
So you
yeah.
don't
Right,
get
you've got to
told
get
and you
in
lose
there.
your head. Like.
Yeah, don't lose my head.
So, you know, here we are sitting in a medieval room, and we've got the food, we've got the clothes, we've got the fire. You know, it's layers and layers of sensory enrapturement, isn't it?
We didn't just want, like, pictures of medieval, wanted it to feel like a film set, and we always keep the curtains closed so you've got the right lighting.
It really literally means that the 21st century is locked out there.
I specifically didn't want it to look like a dungeon, so I didn't want it to be grey.
I love the fact that you've actually got a distinction between medieval spaces like that.
Oh,
That, you know,
totally,
dungeons
totally.
are grey,
Yeah.
but everywhere else is, you know, this lovely kind of honey colour.
I really didn't want it to be cold, so we worked hard on working the right colour and worked with getting the ceiling round because we wanted it to feel like a tower. So it's actually a square room with a bay window, but it feels like it's round.
This was just a white room with four walls and a ceiling when we moved in.
in.
But you, I mean, you actually are slightly in denial about the 21st century anyway. What with
I
you
am
being a
in
jouster?
Yes, it's not reenactment. I actually do jousting.
Is that a job?
No, it's my hobby.
It's your hobby?
Yeah, my hobby, yeah.
And Jane, where did your love of the medieval come from?
I can't say I love medieval stuff. I just like anything that's different and quirky, and it kind of made sense to do something that Martin has as a hobby, really.
So paint me a picture of an evening in here with Martin and Jane. What happens?
Well, we have the lute music playing, always. We have the smell of the fire, and then after that, it's just a free-for-all, isn't it?
It's just a free-for-all,
So we
yes,
don't
yeah.
necessarily have to have a medieval banquet. We could have a Chinese takeaway that we still do it in medieval dress.
And then the potions thing is a bit of a surprise.
Kind of, yeah. I make all the labels for the potion bottles, so there's snake skin and spider's legs. The snake skin's actually got snake skin in, although
Okay.
it's not real snake skin, it is actually just a belt cut up.
Okay.
And then the spider's legs, I did get some plastic spiders and put spider's legs in. So some of them have got things in them as well.
Was there a moment with any of this that you thought we might be going a little bit too far?
No.
So, upstairs, well, is less medieval and more marvellously mysterious, really.
So if you'd like to look at this bookcase,
Yeah.
would you like to pick a book?
Yeah. Maybe the one that says The Secret Room. It's a whole new world.
This is Jane's magic room, her chamber of secrets, where she can practice her wizardry and do, I don't know, secret stuff. A professional magician, she's been performing since she was given a Paul Daniels magic set at the tender age of 3. Jane has bewitched audiences from Dubai to Derby. And let's face it, you can't call yourself British if you don't have a picture of Stephen Mulhern on your wall.
It's very, very, very powerful space.
I don't know. I just think it's relaxing for me. It's all the things that I love, so it's kind of my space.
Is this you?
Love.
So this is you? This
Yeah.
is inside your head?
Yeah, this space is totally the epitome of me. It's tigers and purple and everything I love.
And, you know, there's nothing holding you back ever, is there? I like the swinging thing.
I love it. I will leave you to enjoy
Well,
it.
I think
when
you're going to
you
have to. Not for any emotional, psychological or spiritual reason, but for the fact that I don't think I can get out of here with
No,
any
you
kind of
say that.
elegance.
It's lovely. It's a lovely space. You enjoy it.
I think someone's going to need to get a winch. Funnily enough, I feel I can't trust any of your bookcases now. In fact, I'm beginning to trust absolutely nothing, including you.
Thank you very much.
What happens there? What happens
Well,
there?
this one is actually our revolving Scooby-Doo door.
Right.
So you stand in the bookcase and then you spin round and you end up in another room.
Okay.
I'll send it back round.
I'm not... Are you... Oh, okay.
you
Right,
in?
spin me, spin me,
Come
spin
round.
me. There we go. This is like no priest soul I've ever seen before in my life. Reading between the lines, I'm suspecting this is a bit of a chocolate theme.
This is my chocolate room. I've made all the cushions to look like giant chocolates and then done the wall in gold and put a bow up.
Obviously, I'm going to ask why.
I can't think of a better thing to theme a room, really. So it's just fun.
What do you use this space for?
Chilling out, eating chocolate and drinking wine. This is to have friends around, to have a chat.
Here you entertain your nutty clusters and your soft centres.
Yeah.
But for Jane and for Martin, the inspiration behind all their design choices is pure pleasure, and this is an absolute joy of a house. Just going back through the dizzying list of places that you two have taken me, and it just seems to me as if there's nothing that you two have kind of denied yourself. You know, if you fancy it, you do it.
Yeah, that's exactly what we do, isn't it?
Yeah. If other people don't like it, that's fine, but generally they do love it, and I love the fact that it brings a smile to people's faces.
It is absolutely all about ploughing your own furrow. And that's extraordinarily inspiring, I think. You know, sometimes a little bit of lunacy is good. So Western-Super-Mare may be over there, but inside here, Jane has used her magic, Martin has used his muscle to make a fantasy island of fun that gives great pleasure, imparts great strength, and huge inspiration.
Oi, you. Have you fancied doing up your house in a different decade, but you're not sure which one to pick? Well, let this next homeowner be an inspiration for you. This is Lizzie, a time-hopping content creator from London.
I literally loved so many decades within the last century. I haven't restricted myself to one vintage era. I don't have any rules. Literally, if I love it, I get it, and that's how I decorate. The living room is definitely the heart of the home. This is where we all congregate as a family. We have amazing parties here. Colour is a massive thing for me. I was certain I wanted to paint the walls peach. I just feel like the peach colour is very synonymous with the 60s and the 70s. It's just pure joy to me. So the kitchen as a whole definitely is my biggest celebration of charity shops and thriftiness. Like, I've even kept this little price on the jug that I got recently. It literally shows that it was 99p. This hand-painted mural is the latest project in our home. So it's my love of William Morris mixed in with the kind of grooviness of the 60s and the 70s. The colour palette is taking every colour from the home and bringing it all together. So I actually just use tester pots from, say, the colour in the kitchen with the colour in the living room. It's so joyful. I'm so happy I did this. Sadly, my grandma passed away in lockdown, and I have inherited a lot of kind of beautiful pieces of furniture and ornaments and treasures from her as well. The dressing table is definitely one of the most special pieces from her. I take a lot of inspiration from my grandma. She was very glamorous. Her style was quite similar to mine. She loved yellows and greens, and she definitely shared a love of the kind of more retro style. I am completely self-taught in terms of design. I decorate in a very free way, and I never restrict myself. If I think something works, I just go with it. Follow your gut instinct.
You look like you could do with more of your senses being arrested, so prepare for an outrageous overload.
You must get people coming round and just sort of like running away screaming. It's too much pattern.
And things, they get curiouser and curiouser with Victorian curiosities.
Nick's the man with the vision, I'm the man with the money, so so we're a good mix.
No, it's not like a sugar daddy.
Traditionally, pattern defined your tribe. Think tartan, tattoos, and the stripes on an old school tie. Do not adjust your sets, buckle your belts, put your doors to manual and cross-check, because you're going to have to get ready for garage. If you're a patternista, this outrageous home is going to give you a patterntasm.
Meet the family. This is Nicola, a tattooist and interior designer. There's her daughter Lily, and partner Garin. Oh, and that's me.
Right, Nicola, I need you to guide me through your pulchritudinous planet of pattern.
Nicola and Garin both fell in love with this 1920s four-bedroom home in Leafy, Hampshire. And despite moving in just over a year ago, they wasted no time in transforming the interior into, well, a paradise of pattern. If you like minimalist grey decor and flat-pack furniture, then get ready. You're about to be converted to the pattern parish, where blah is banished.
Right. So, for me, I love the triumphalism of this shrine of patternism.
Instead of going for pattern on the wall in here, I decided to use it on the rugs, on the bed covering, the curtains.
Well, of course, pattern means the placement of objects or colours or motifs. So something like that wall is, you know, three-dimensional wallpaper,
Pattern
isn't
in
it?
itself, yeah. I didn't want a pattern behind those to detract from them.
Where does the pattern thing come from with you?
My mother had a love of William Morris, and throughout my teenage years, she was styling and decorating and wallpapering, so it's kind of been in my blood for a long time.
Back when Queen Victoria was on the currency, Essex-born tastemaker William Morris produced over 600 designs for wallpaper and fabric. He was inspired by the natural world with his intricate patterns featuring Mother Nature's bounty, using traditional techniques. He has been credited with being the single most important figure in British textile production. And as Nicholas House is so wonderfully demonstrating, his legacy is everywhere in today's wallpaper and furnishings.
It's very interesting because there's a tremendous familiarity about a lot of the revival patterns, because they do have that kind of very comfy, cosy childhood feel to them.
For sure. In fact, the wallpaper that we used in the bathroom, I realised after I'd papered it, was the exact same William Morris print that I had in my bathroom when I was a child. As a child, I lived in Hong Kong for a couple of years. It's sort of art, colour, pattern. It's always been with me. And I think that over time, it's ramped up to this kind of level.
And you've bought into pattern?
Yes, I have.
Were you always a patternista?
Absolutely not.
Yes, okay. So basically it was sort of love me, love my patterns with Nicola, was it?
Yeah, that's what attracted me to. And
so you were liberated?
Yeah.
You set him free?
I did, yeah.
Nicola's daring design style is based on instinct, really. It's about finding colours and objects that aren't meant to match, but that rhyme. She scours the world from local high street shops to far-flung holiday locations to select the perfect accessory.
You must get people coming around and just sort of like running away screaming, saying, it's too much pattern.
Not so much. No,
Really?
It's all been quite positive.
Playing devil's advocate, you know, young, funky human being such as yourself. Surely all of this old-fashioned pattern is a little bit kind of old lady, a little bit granny.
No, because it's not. It's reimagined. It's different. The old patterns were darker, more drab colours. These are much brighter and lively. They reflect a more modern time, which is perfectly in keeping.
Quite like me, of that era, but recoloured.
Not quite that old, Lawrence.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. But one of the things I am noticing is the fact that you are very patterned yourself.
Yes, well, the one thing follows the other, doesn't it?
Yeah. How patterned?
Say somewhere between 90 and 95%.
Is there a moment where you're getting out of the bath, you've forgotten the towel, and you think, I might be able to just sprint across the hallway, but finding that you're actually completely camouflaged?
Completely camouflaged. Nobody would ever know that I was there.
You literally can jump out of the wallpaper and just go, whoa!
Yeah.
Music lover Garin provides harmonious accompaniment to Nicola's pattern parade. And 18-year-old Lily, well, she takes it all in her stride.
How does it feel being surrounded by quite so much pattern?
Well, I'm pretty used to it because I feel like my whole life my mum's had this very creative side, especially within the house. But then if I have friends come around, they find it crazy and they love it, yeah.
But that's great that actually, you know, they like what you've got. Do you feel a bit proud of her?
Yeah, definitely. She's really chosen what she wants to do and gone her own way, and it's quite inspirational.
It's kind of like the world is catching up with your mum a bit because, you know, you look in the magazines and certainly if you look on social media, people are really excited by this sort of kitsch thing and that what was dismissed as, oh, no, that's really old-fashioned, is now actually really super funky.
Yeah, I do think things go in cycles, so they'll go out of fashion for a bit, but then it will come back in and everyone starts liking it again.
Happened to me. Definitely happened to me.
Legions of us had to work from home during lockdown, and so the sales of sheds and summer houses, well, they hit an all-time high. But for Nicola, this is no place for white painted walls and draped plants as a background to online meetings. Oh, no.
Let's do a big, massive rewind. What are these patterns to you?
For me, there is history and familiarity and family. Colour and pattern are just so joyful.
Your creative trajectory, I think, is absolutely fascinating. So from fine art into tattoos, and now tattoos into interior design.
It's always about making things look nice.
This is where I think the dark arts really come in with patterns, because people are very worried about pattern feeling fussy and about patterned rooms feeling small. But I genuinely believe it makes rooms bigger.
I think so. You lose the corners.
This is exactly it.
And it pushes them out, so it will emphasise a sense of space.
You're surrounded by a very natural cocoon of pattern, which is actually terribly comforting. It's lovely.
Yeah.
We feel safe, don't we?
Absolutely, yeah.
I mean, one of the things that I find quite interesting is that the house you live in is absolutely textbook suburban from the outside. And then inside, it's all about you. Inside, it's all Nicola.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like that juxtaposition of the expected and the unexpected. You know, you look at the front door and you think it's a regular house, you don't expect what's inside. And the same with myself, you know, if I'm wearing a coat that covers everything, you make one preconception about me, but then I might be wearing a short sleeve, short dress, and you'll see a different version of me. And that's what I quite enjoy, is surprising people.
I'm the same, but in reverse. Next time you're fluttering through the salubrious safety of suburbia, wonder whether behind a net curtain there might be another Nicola who inside is turning wallpaper into the next rock and roll.
See that Victorian water balance funicular? I'm not on that Victorian funicular, but that funicular, which is water balanced, is in Saltburn by the sea, which is where my next two outrageous homeowners reside. Clever couple Chris and Nick work together in the tailoring world, but they're not just dapper in their looks, they're dandy with design too.
We describe our home as dark decadence, a bit gentlemanly, grungy around the edges, but on the darker scale of things.
It's been about 4 years since Nick and I met on social media. Since then, it's been a roller coaster ride. This house was one of the first houses we viewed and absolutely fell in love with it.
All of the rooms that we've created in the house, we've wanted to create this hug feel, so it feels warm and welcoming.
For me, I couldn't live in a house that's too bland or too beige or too white anymore. I've done that for many, many years, and it's not me. We've tried to bring in that element of opulence and decadence, trying to make it that a bit more grand. We like to break from the norm and kind of do something a little bit different that suits our colour palettes, really.
The layering of the room is what gives it the kind of opulent side. Candles on the walls, when they're lit, the light that casts, and books just casually scattered. We're constantly scouring the local antiques and junk shops.
If it's got that vibe and that feel that meets with the decadence and the darkness that we're going for, then we go for it. And then Nick, with his creativity, just adds that zhuzh to it and makes it look a lot nicer.
This chair and table, I painted it up in a black finish and added textures and cracker glazing, and then had a piece of cloth printed and added the black tassel-y elements onto it.
I sometimes have to rein him in a little bit. If he sees something, he goes, ooh, ooh. He's like a magpie for shiny things. Nick's the man with the vision, I'm the man with the money, so so we're a good mix.
No, it's not like a sugar daddy.
Fancy a little trip? Thought so, can see it in your eyes. Let's go around the world, shall we?
Everything changes as we step into, wow, the Japanese tea room.
And what about an outrageous homeowner who's skillful with skulls?
I've actually created a skeleton of a mermaid using bat, snake and lizard bones.
Travel broadens the mind. I think it's quite a good excuse for shopping myself. I've got a large collection of raffia donkeys from Acapulco Airport. But here's a thought. Imagine if your holiday souvenirs, rather than being pop them in your pocket bric-a-brac, were in fact whole rooms. Meet John. Hi, John. He's about to show me around his world. It better not take more than 80 days because I'm having my hair done on Tuesday.
In 1990, John bought a modest three-bedroom ex-council semi in Essex. But while most of us daydream about our interiors, this modern-day Phileas Fogg started travelling the world for decorating inspiration. Now, each room transports you into a different country, a different age, a different, intriguing story.
So I suppose the thing about you, John, is that you're a collector of rooms.
Well, I realised quite early on the house I wanted to live in and the house I could have afforded were this far apart. And I just thought, well, I could live sort of vicariously through going to National Trust properties or going on holiday to places. But I just
decided to live it instead.
Live it instead.
Just make it for yourself.
Yeah, and it is sort of having an adventure in your own home. When I started, I hadn't been outside the UK, and when I'd finished, I'd been to 27 different countries and brought back nearly 2,000 objects. Because I think you have to go to a place to really get the smells and the sounds and that feeling.
That feeling has enabled John to create the most startling of startling homes. He's built a summer palace Italiane style and a beautifully ornate Renaissance hall of mirrors, or I suppose you could just call it the staircase. In the spare bedroom, a romantic evocation of a bedchamber from Granada. And way up in the treetops, also known as the loft, I suppose, there's a Cambodian bamboo spirit house with its own shrine to a 3-foot sandstone Buddha. For the lounge, though, it was homeward bound. Childhood memories of trips to wild castles in Snowdonia were the inspiration for this incredible room.
What I am really enjoying is you have really gone out of your way to make me, anyone, really feel as if, in this instance, we're sitting in a Welsh Tower room.
Yes, absolutely. Because we can feel the tower that we're in. We can feel the weight of the stone because we've built a stone room in this to get the right acoustic.
Well, I want to talk about this because, on a constructional level, the temptation, the knee-jerk would be to just do all this with Artex, which, I have been doing on programmes for many years. But you don't want that, do you? You want to be able to touch it, feel it. It's got to sound right. It's got to be. It's got to be the real deal. I would say this is almost like emotional archaeology.
I didn't want to create a theme. I didn't want to throw a tapestry over a sofa and call it medieval. I was trying to capture what that feels like to sit in that tower in the middle of Wales. This isn't a set. That's where I have dinner.
Got a telly?
No.
No, you haven't got a telly. I think you need one of those zoetrope things.
Yeah.
That would work.
No TV dinners for John, then. The very first room he transformed was the upstairs box room, creating a magnificent homage to his love of 1920s New York noir.
On paper, it sounded like an open and shut case. Something important was missing. I don't think I can do the voice. Something important. No, keep. Something important was missing from John's house. But then I discovered that the important thing that was missing was
the 21st century, and as far as I'm concerned, that's absolutely fine. Who needs the 21st century?
Not John. His next travels take us to Scotland, the inspiration for his master bedroom.
So this is 1911, the house on the cliffs halfway between Aberdeen and Dundee. This room is the only room in the house that has a carpet, and there's copies of the Glasgow Herald from 1904 under the carpet, as you would have in an old house.
And that's important to you, that they're under there?
Absolutely.
And who knew that the Glasgow Herald is particularly springy underfoot? So the elephant in the room, or the throne in the room, is the throne in the corner.
Yes.
I assume that's a lavatory.
It is.
Or a water closet?
It's called a thunderbox. It's basically the first flushable toilet.
But it's sort of literally boxed in.
It is boxed in.
You know, you provide the thunder, they provide the box.
Yeah.
We'll thunder on through then, eh, John? Ha.
Right, lead on.
But he's not just an interiors man. John has also made sure his back garden is a feast for the eyes as well. A 19th century Irish courtyard, complete with derelict Gothic stonework. And instead of a shed, a cosy log cabin in the woods, Canadian style. But where once stood a driveway is the real showstopper of this whole experience. A reimagined, magnificent Japanese tea room.
Wow. Who cares about the parking? Look at this. But the thing is, though, John, it's more than just a Japanese tea room, isn't it? I mean, it feels like an airship or a yacht.
Yeah. When I went to Japan, I had this ship idea and then went onto a Japanese ship that was done in a very modern style, but harked back to that 1940s golden age of travel.
I think this is a very, very exciting space. You're not an interior designer, you're not a builder, you're not an architect, you're not a professional. But this is a very, very interior designed experience, as far as I'm concerned. A very elegant experience, but also very, very original.
Thank you.
Let's talk about time frame. This has been an extraordinary project for you.
Yes. So it started when I got the keys to the house on the 6th of October 1990. I decided it was going to span the entire life of the mortgage, 25 years, and so the project finished on the 6th of October 2015.
How incredibly well organised.
And then it was enjoying it.
Yeah.
And that's the phase we're in at the moment. It's all finished, and I can enjoy it myself, but then also open the doors and watch other people enjoy it too.
In total, John has transformed 13 different spaces in his home, and in doing so, has changed his life. Creating his ode to travel, which is now known as Taliston, has inspired him to become a writer. He's also a tour guide, opening his home so visitors can take a trip around John's world.
You get to see people's reaction, just their childlike wonder. It's they're going to Disneyland for the first time.
So I suppose the thing about you, John, is that you've turned an ex-council house into this extraordinary series of experiences that can take anyone that comes here all over the globe.
All over the globe,
but also
yes.
all over time as well. Backwards, forwards, in between. You know, on your passport, when it says occupation, does it say wizard? I'm going to think maybe it should.
It
I think,
should do.
You know, I mean, I know you're a writer, but I think wizard suits better.
Suits better, yeah.
Well done, John.
Your home really should be a place to express yourself, you know, and for some, that means embracing the darker side of life. Meet Sky, an IT systems manager from Dunstable.
I've been fascinated with skulls and bones and skeletons since as far back as I can remember. When I was younger, I would go on walks in the forest and sort of find naturally scavenged bones like birds and mice. I've collected quite a few different varieties of bat skull. This is a fox skull, red fox. You see they actually look quite vicious. You can see how they tear through meat. This is the mirror gallery wall. A lot of superstition surrounding mirrors. One that I've been told is that if you hang mirrors opposite each other, they open up a portal for the devil to enter your house. It depends what you believe, but that's quite an interesting concept. I'm interested in death, but not in a morbid way. It's inevitable. Everybody's going to die. It's the only inevitable fact of everybody's life. So for me to bring it into the conversation, I feel like that, for me, decreases the fear of the unknown. I have 2 human skulls and I do have a full skeleton. She was a find at a car boot sale and she was crumpled up into a box, very much broken, so I did a lot of fixing up of the skull. For a long time, I wasn't comfortable with human bones. But after the death of my mum and my dad, it became very clear that what is left behind is not the spirit or the energy of that person. Time here is short, it's finite, and I think that sort of threw me into wanting to do something creative. I create dark artwork with ethically sourced bones and skulls. This is a ram skull decorated with lace, metallic, so filigree metal. I've actually created a skeleton of a mermaid, and this is using bat bones, snake bones, and lizard bones. I have got a couple of my own bones in the gallery wall. I had my wisdom teeth out some years ago, and actually they're quite interesting when you look close up at them. You can see the roots of the teeth. My parents always taught me not to worry about what anybody else thinks. If people think you're weird, then that's a good thing. You don't want to be the same as everybody else. So I feel like going down this path of alternative artwork is sort of honouring my parents' encouragement and teachings.
OK, get your fun glasses at the ready, because we're going bright, fluorescent, we're going neon.
This is a tour de force of decorating.
My job is done.
You know, the imprint that we leave on our homes is incredibly important because it's a statement of intent, a statement of intention. It's the emotional impression of who you are, or more importantly, who you'd like to be. The outrageous homeowner that we're about to hang out with knows this only too well, but for them, it's not about outsides, it's about insides that count. Now, colophiliacs, prepare. You're about to have a neon-tasm.
Interior designer Ms. Pink has lived in her converted Victorian maisonette for the past 21 years. Using her own custom designs and a good few gallons of paint, she's transformed it into, well, a neontopia. She's jammed and crammed her luminous delicacies into every available nook and cranny. It's joyous, pushing every pigment of the imagination into overdrive. And guess what? This house is also pussy galore.
Just a little bit disappointed we don't have a rinky-dink Pink Panther.
I know, it is on the list.
What is it about pink?
I just love pink. It's the quieter sister of red. It makes me feel really chilled out, calm, peaceful, relaxed.
Of course, pink is a funny old one because you say quite a sister of red. It's actually the only tertiary colour that's got its own name, because everything else will be a light blue or a light green or whatever. But light red is actually pink.
It's pink, yeah.
So it shows how incredibly important pink is to the world. I also have to say it's incredibly flattering. Look how lovely we look. But no, all the light bouncing off the pink will be giving us such a lovely rosy glow. It's such a great colour to paint in a
Maybe I had that in the back of my mind when I decorated it.
Thought, I want a really flattering space. But, I mean, this is a tour de force of decorating. I've never seen so many straight lines. The cutting in here is absolutely...
I'm a bit of a perfectionist when it comes to that.
And you did all of this yourself?
I did.
Each corner of this house is singing the praises of all things fluorescent and luminescent. But when we enter the kitchen, the neon dial is turned up to 11 T100.
Don't mind if I do. So I want to dive deep into your pink. I am seeing such a strong sense of style, and it's a style I'm finding very nostalgic.
Why, thank you, Lauren.
And very familiar. Tell us where it starts and what brought you to here.
So I grew up in a little village outside Edinburgh, and when I was 17, I moved to London because bright lights, loads of gigs, all the things that I loved. And in those days, it was quite easy to live in a squat. And I always bought a little tin of paint that was maybe £5 back in the day, quickly painted my surroundings.
You must have been about the only person doing that, though, because, I mean, you know, that whole kind of squat culture was that you just accepted the scuzziness and you kind of enjoyed it.
No,
but you
I didn't really enjoy scuzziness. No.
Basically, Planet Pink has come with you wherever you go.
Yes.
I'm sure you get people saying to you, yes, it's all great and it's all fun and it's all pop, but, you know, it's not very relaxing. It's not very...
Say, get out my house.
Well, indeed. You find there is a serenity in this, don't you?
Yeah, I do. My mum was an art teacher and her sister was very artistic as well. So in the 70s, my Auntie Barbara used to paint furniture, and I think that kind of thing stuck with me, that if you want to decorate a space but it doesn't quite fit how you feel you want it to. Just, you know, paint it the colour you want
Just
it to.
do it yourself.
I've got memories of that.
And Tantura decorating.
Yes.
Decorating that was really,
Yeah.
you know, hello world, this is how I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
do it.
yeah.
I think there's a gazillion people out there who want to live in a different way, but kind of they don't really have the cojones to do it. You have.
Yeah, yeah. Well, you're a long time gone, so while you're here, you may as well make the most of it.
It's very comfortable, this bench. I always feel as if I'm waiting for a bus.
Well, I think in its previous life, you probably would have been. Or maybe a train.
Train or a bus,
Yeah,
but I
yeah.
bet it wasn't this colour.
No, it wasn't. Of course, I had to neon it.
There's no escape.
There is no escape.
I've tried. I've tried to burrow away my way out and find somewhere that's not pink and decorated. But so many people will just see a hallway or a staircase as somewhere that, you know, what do you do? But you know.
It's part of the journey.
Big part.
Right down to the doors. Doors are a detail that are often missed in decorating, so we have beautiful rooms, but then the link between the rooms is not there. It's a nice flat surface, ripe for painting.
But also, of course, it's the fact that you are not happy with the proportions of these door frames.
No, you can see what I've done.
I can see what you've done.
I have increased them.
Yes.
So visually, they look bigger.
And it works because you've got this big jump between the red that you've painted
Yeah.
on the outside. So it's a bit like doing lipstick, isn't it? So
It
it's
is
like
indeed.
doing your lipstick right the way around there.
Just making it picture perfect.
Even I would have just gone, skirting's not right, but I'm just moving
No,
through.
I don't believe that.
But you don't believe that?
I don't believe you.
You wouldn't
no,
let them?
No.
It says a lot about you, doesn't it?
Yeah, this whole place is like the inside of my mind pouring out.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Tell me about the trays. There are a couple there that have a tremendous resonance for me for my childhood. These are all genuine, aren't they?
They are all genuine, yep. Gathered over the last 35 years.
There is an enormous amount of colour and design and pattern on a very ordinary, everyday object.
Yeah.
And that used to happen, didn't it?
It really
You know,
did.
back then, people would spend a lot of time putting this kind of level of design intricacy on an ordinary, everyday household thing. And we've lost all that. Have you got room for any more?
I have room for one more up in that corner.
Whoa, choose
I am
wisely.
just waiting for it to come to me.
Choose
I think it
wisely.
will find me rather than the other way around.
Miss Pink has dulled down ever so slightly in her bedroom, opting for black as the dominant colour, but with more of her signature geometric lines. It's still totally punktastic.
What you've done is obviously incredibly pop star.
Yeah.
Is music a big part of what's going on here?
Music is a huge part. It's probably my foremost influence. I was a teenager at the beginning of the 80s and got into the punk movement, and all this is influences from those days. The graphics, the colours.
It's what we used to call, when we were there,
Yeah.
the original inhabitants, we used to call new wave.
For those that weren't there, New Wave was a punk meets pop revolution, which started in the late 70s. It was inspired by newfangled synth music and had a massive impact on the way people dressed and looked. Gone were the spiky studs and the safety pins, and in came in bright, fresh colours. It was all still shocking, but much more playful.
Look, Victorian fireplace, but you're not letting it be Victorian at all.
No, I'm not a big fan of tradition. My neighbour was throwing it out, so I
Right.
rescued it and put it here.
What you've done is kind of architecturally scramble this room. Doing unexpected things to the fireplace is one thing, but actually having these diagonal lines on the floor is creating a completely weird dynamic. You know, we're used to seeing lines on the floor, but not diagonal lines on
Yeah,
the floor.
yeah.
And then, of course, the pattern on the ceiling that then comes straight the way down the wall. And that's yours, is it? That's one of your patterns?
Yes.
That's
yeah.
lovely, isn't it?
And ceilings are an often forgotten space, so I like the sort of coziness that it brings to the room. And I just feel it was the finishing touch, you know, it's like the lid on the box.
But I think that the point is that, you know, for a start, you've got this really very, very pleasing geometric, so it's not too sort of difficult to understand. But then there's also a lot of difference between the foreground and the background, so it
Yes.
still feels as if there's space there.
Yeah, you got it.
Do I pass the test?
You do.
Am I allowed on the planet?
Honorary member.
What I'm really, really enjoying as an interior designer is just the energies that you've created. To me, it's quite symphonic. You know, there's that funny thing about synesthesia where some people see noises
Yes, yes.
and they hear colours.
Yes, yes.
I've got that here. You know, I can hear a kind of a bass line and a wah-wah.
My job is done.
Your job on this planet is done, Miss Pink. Miss Pink's planet is pink for sure, but it's not just about pink. It's about what pink does with other colours. If anything, it's more about straight lines, geometry, control.
The design isn't in the details are the design.
Bravo.
No, outrageous homeowners, thank you for your invitation into your sensational abodes, and also thanks for enlightening me on how you design on the wow side.
You're an angel of colour.
I like it.
I've been bedazzled by your audacious spaces.
Worried that chandelier might fall on you?
It might not.
You've been bold.
Rooster feathers they are.
Are they indeed?
You've been brave.
Why would you not have a trapeze in your front room?
And you've been altogether brilliant.
Oh, we love a squoval.
A squoval? I didn't even know that was a thing.
I have partied with pirates. Traversed Venice in stains.
I'm moving in. I don't know whether you know.
I have gone back in time.
Sure.
I have gone over the rainbow.
That is lovely.
And it's been a joy to share your dream worlds, to soak in your tubs and meet your many cats. So until next time, you outrageous tigers.
I thank you.